How you doing, guys? And I wanted to show you here about the RFI devices. As you can see, they have a smart gun here, which have their watch. Here is actually an RFI transmitter that they put in guns. Right here is actually an RFI lock with an RFA gun that was modified. Here's a RFI transmitter in a frame. They actually make a AR-15 that's got RFI. Here is a RFI enabled gun where you can't turn it on. It's actually a smart gun. And here is a error. What happens if it has a problem? Here is a modification that you can send it out. They modify the gun. Here is actually a RFI GPS tracking device that's going in a lot of the new guns. And here's a RFI chip that gets hidden in the gun to track it. Here's actually an RFI gun, prototype rifle. Here is actually a modification where they put this controls it. If without the chip. Here's another that controls the gun firing. These are for Glocks. They have some modifications you can get with RFI transmitters. And here is a watch you wear. And here is a new RFI enabled prototype. Looks like a SIG. And this is an RFI antenna. And of course this is showing you the RFI technology. Okay guys, I wanted to bring something up here. There's actually multiple bills around. Starting in January 1st of 2014, all firearms in Clark County, Kentucky will be required to have the GPS tracking device installed. Failure to comply could result in fines, the loss of your weapons, or jail time. Okay, they are officially now trying to implement RFID system bill, which is going to mandatory put RFI transmitters in guns. That would actually, like you see here, is controversial move to today. Kentucky lawmakers slapped a bill through the Senate making installation of trackable device or weapon RFID system in firearms mandatory by state law. The program preliminary launch will be in Clark County, Kentucky. Winchester is probably best known for spoiling the late Helen Thomas of their contribution to the Guinness Book of Records for underground tobacco users per capita. Nestled in the eastern portion of the Blue State, the city of Winchester also is home to several academies of higher learning and is thought to be more intelligent and liberal than the rest of the state. Kentucky itself boasts one of the highest gun ownership rates in the country. Officials said that they hope the bill will catch on so they can push to have it implemented nationwide. So now what does this mean? This means also some manufacturers have already started putting RFID GPS devices in some guns. ATI actually is one of the companies that are going to be pushing for this. That means probably a good idea to buy a gun now. Buy a cheaper stuff like a Glock or something like that and hide it away, because they're going to be putting GPS chips in these guns, and you're going to be tracked, and they'll be able to actually, believe it or not, disable them too. There's a feature that they're able to do that. Okay guys, now here's another article. This is October 15, 2012. This is a while ago. Tagging and tracking guns with RFID. NOx asset tracking systems, where you can buy, uses RF, that's radio frequency identification tags, to track items such as files, laptops, servers, guns, and more. Once the items have been properly tagged, the RFI readers and antennas are installed within a facility. NOx gives control visibility of 24/7. So this is already, and if you go here, give you a little bit more information. Here's actually a picture of what they used. This verified data track, dot on, Xvox hand reader. There's the gun, and they actually can track that. They put the RFID in there. According to this, if you see here, again, there are two ways it's going to be tagged, covertly and overtly. A covert solution such as X-certified data RFID tag, and they put it right in there. See it? It was used. The tag was mounted inside the gun's grip as shown. When then the gun is loaded and tested, the handheld reader, we obtained a read range of 6 feet in any orientation. And you can see there, they also put it in here. For an overt solution, we used a dot on. We mount it inside of the, so you see how this is? Look at this. Here's another part. RFID. Concept of operation. Okay. Once the gun and the property tag, every time the gun passes through a doorway or an interrogation, the RFID tag would be recorded. Now, this is just the beginning of it, guys. This is just the beginning of covertly, and I would be very careful with the guns you buy now. Look very closely to see it, make sure they don't have RFID. Here's another one. Chicago is adding the RFID chips to their guns. MKS suggests concerned consumers wrap the revolver and their heads in aluminum foil. See? And that is the CIAP cheap. That's actually a current gun that's on the market right now. Here's a picture of the RFID. See that little green X? That is the RFID chip in the frame of the gun. You can even see the sale of this firearms in USA is about to plummet. They have just made the worst industry move of the decade. They're putting these chips in these guns. So I would stay away from this model. Gun right here, this chip firearms, stay away. You might have some problems. And the RFID units are circuits that can wirelessly report whatever identity information was programmed into them. They are embedded everywhere. Customer electronics, credit cards, trees, animals, humans, and even the dubious prototype electronic firearms. So, you know, guys, you've got to really watch it. Generally, they are passive devices with an internal power source and are powered by radio waves emitted by an RFID reader, much like a crystal radio set that need no battery. Because they are low powered, the range is limited. Chippewa claimed that the reader can't be more than a few inches from the gun to read it. There is a problem. RFID units can be detected at long ranges with the right equipment, even if the signal is low. To be accurately read, hacking RFID systems is always popular at the big hacker conventions. Last year, the hacker at DEF CON was able to detect if an individual standing on the ground floor of Las Vegas Revilla Hotel was holding a certain brand of RFID chip far away as 29th floor. Potentially, a high-powered reader could detect if anyone passing by was carrying a concealed Chippewa firearm. Even though they would not be able to read the serial number, most gun owners are probably a lot less concerned about people reading the serial number as they are about people covertly identifying what they're carrying. This will worry many customers. This guy here, see what he says, personally, if he bought one, the first thing he would do is remove the grip and use a pocket knife to pry out the RFID chip. And here is a firearms Kodiak 4570 with the RFID chips in it. If you were MKS distributing, you can read this, do not want RFID chips in their guns. And right here, RFID chip in what's up. Recently there's been some blogger rumor, so all this information's out there for anybody to look, that they are having the RFID chips. You can remove them. You can remove the grip and remove the hot glued RFID from the frame, but where else are they going to hide these parts? Now, although that's the third manufacturer with guns. Now, let's go find more. Okay, here's another one, guys. ATI to introduce new firearms with RFID tracking system. And if you read this article, here is their present on the matter. After the Chipaka, whatever debate, they make special point to emphasize gun owner privacy. Big deal. Rochester, New York, American Tactical Imports, which is located in Rochester, will be displaying and demonstrating advanced newest RFID-based firearms record and inventory system, A&D Secure, at the 2013 Shooting Hunting Outdoor Trade SHOT Show. So, they are actually already putting this chip for firearms distributors, retailers to better hand their acquisition and disposition records. The software tracks all ATF monitor items from the date of manufacture, records, chain of custody, automatically adds layer of security. The desire to reduce or eliminate ATF and State Department violations or improved personnel job satisfaction, security, reduce labor costs, blah, blah, blah. Most importantly, the end users will still have their privately maintained. Really, they will, huh? While only the records required by law are safely and security tracked during buying and selling. So actually this company right here is also starting to put RFID chips. So probably the best thing would be do now, whether you can afford a gun, whether you can't, whether you're legal to own a gun, whether you can't, I would buy one and hide it. Because the thing is, the firearms in the future, you're not going to be able to own them. They're going to be putting these chips in, and they're already putting them in. We could see 3 manufacturers are already putting the chips in. And then smart guns up. It's going to get so complicated. This is a big deal.